Top of the morning, laddies. My name is Jack PewDiePie, and welcome back to Copyright Infringement. Wait, I forgot Markiplier. Fuck. Oh well.
Welcome back, everyone.
Wait, I should say from Vsauce.
Everyone.
No. You're keeping that in, damn it. You're keeping that in. Keeping that in, or I will go to your old address, look around, and sadly walk away when I realize you moved.
So,
okay.
Who's
Okay.
playing music in the
The threat.
Playing music in the background. What are you talking about?
U2 playing for some reason. This fucking tablet does that
U2?
occasionally. Yes,
No-
U2.
No one
I
should
don't-
ever have U2 playing in the background. I'm sorry.
Yes,
Okay,
it's a-
anyway.
And we're talking
Right.
about stuff in the background.
Damn,
If-
son, you just hit with the wow effect.
Soundboards!
You actually got a fucking soundboard? Or is that just your phone's app?
It's probably an app on his phone.
It is. It's a soundboard.
So, if I'm going first...
Yeah, but first, let's get
The
introductions
knowledge
out of the
bombs.
way, and then
Alright.
we'll start. So, hey everyone, I'm Likos, and in alphabetical order,
I'm still... Well, don't expect an Oscar. I am tired. It's 3 in the morning.
right.
I mean, I'm last. I'm waiting.
There
Oh,
you
wait, is
go.
that me next?
Yes.
And
Oh.
it's before S, you fucking alphabetical dude.
I'm here.
Too late. You missed your opportunity.
That's your
That was my
your
opportunity.
intro.
That's my intro, yes. My intro is, hey fam.
Uh,
On one
keep
condition.
him around.
You record that soundbite, and anytime you ever join a game and anything ever it plays.
Yes.
No context.
remind me to edit that part specifically in Sincerio video.
Yes.
Next time you have a recording of us playing a game together, as soon as he joins the lobby, that plays, and no one ever gets to question it.
Yes, I will do that. I will
What
set
a
that
wonderful
up.
way to start this video.
Goodness,
Okay,
Foil would
so-
not know what to think.
Wait, is Foil on?
No,
Alright.
just
Okay.
the
Anyway,
Oh,
so
Foil
tonight...
would be of the best reaction.
Right.
yeah.
Tonight we are doing... Yeah, fuck. I had
Okay.
the acronyms in my head
Start
and
or
I
shut
could
up.
not.
I will do it. Yes.
No,
Yes,
I got this.
said-
I got this.
No.
We're
Tonight,
doing Bring
guys,
Your
we're
Own
doing
Topic.
a Bring Your Own Topic Nerd Talk. Congratulations.
Castile, you have the honor
beat
of
you to
going
it,
first.
Siri.
Seriously, I hope you have Google handy.
Google, I have activated the Google.
And for this part, I
Oh,
actually
goodness.
will pull open the...
I know what we're talking about.
the
It's
Skype
that thing, isn't it?
Okay, so Castile, if you would please actually leave a link to it so that way I can show it on screen.
No,
Or no, wait, I actually have that other video,
Excuse
so
me.
it doesn't matter.
you two playing again, right?
Hold on, we just lost Clutch.
Ah, shit. Technical difficulties, everyone. Gotta love them. Be right back.
Can we cue to that image of like the cat that says "Hang in there, baby," while hanging from a rope?
He would
Welcome
have
back,
to
Sam.
find
Oh, he's
that.
back.
Hey, let's use Skype instead of the much more reliable party chat. Great idea, Sparta.
Indeed,
It's
fantastic
easier for me
idea.
to record, and I don't have to do the fucking synchronization thing.
Right.
Castile, can you
Well-
start with
1,
your
2,
thing?
3. 1, 2, 3.
Fuck you, Siri. Fuck you, Siri.
Sorry. Immaturity aside, the emu
I have-
wall.
I know this one. I actually know
Damn
this.
This isn't
Damn.
this isn't the only thing I have. It's one of two. The Emu War was a nuisance wildlife management military operation in Australia in 1932. The unsuccessful attempts to curb the emus employed
Guys, still
soldiers
need a minute?
armed with Lewis guns. Excuse me, you two don't want to shut up. Leading the media to adopt the name Emu War. Alright. Shall
I
I
can
go
actually
over...
pull up the video.
Shall I go over the whole thing? Or...
Go over the part you mentioned to us.
Yeah.
Alright. Following World War I, large numbers of ex-soldiers from Australia took up farming. With the onset of the Depression in 1929, they were encouraged to farm wheat crops. That didn't work out,
Somebody needs a pop
unfortunately. The difficulties facing them were increased by the arrival of as many as 20,000 emus. They began invading farm territory, eating crops and smashing holes in the fences.
And shitting everywhere, can't forget that bit. It was actually quite a problem.
It's Australia. I thought that's just what all of them do there. They were just trying to blend in with the
relayed
natives.
their concerns
India.
about the birds, and a deputation of ex-soldiers was sent to meet with the Minister of Defence. Having served in World War I, the soldier settlers were well aware of the effectiveness of machine guns, and they requested their deployment.
Now, hold on. Before you continue any further, this is the point when I originally heard this from Castile, where I thought this was completely bullshit and someone made it up on, like, Tumblr or something.
Oh no, this was actually true. What happened was they sent 2 or 3 guys armed with machine guns and a truck.
2 or 3 guys? Oh yeah, there were 3 of them.
Armed with a truck and light machine guns and 10,000 rounds of ammunition.
Yeah. 2 Lewis guns. Oh my god.
So the part Castile forwarded to us was actually a news article from a few years later. That's what I was saying to mention.
Is that what you want me to find? Alright.
Yeah.
Well, continuing from where Castile left off in the story while you're finding that bit.
You're
I
going to
know
want to
this
see
story.
this. I've just found it.
I'll screen share it.
Well, while you're in the process of doing that, I'll continue the story where Castile left off. So the Australian government sends out 3 guys with 2 machine guns and a truck and 10,000 rounds of ammunition to go and curb this 20,000 emu population. And however, the first time they tried to take, the first time they find these, the first time they tried to take out a little mob of emus, which is what they're called when they're in a group, they fired from outside the Lewis gun's effective range, which scared them off. The second time they tried, they got too close and scared them off. The third time, they were within effective range where they started firing and where they learned a few things. Emus are fucking little furry tanks who can take 2 or 3 rounds without falling over.
There's another thing you aren't mentioning.
I just had this weird image when you mentioned furry tank. Now I'm just imagining a fucking furry character in the form of a fucking tank.
Here's another one.
I guarantee that exists.
Oh, it does.
It exists. Just
Okay,
look
let's
at
look
the
at
fucking
the next
Perfidity.
significant event was on the November the 4th. They established an ambush near a local dam, and more than 1,000 emus were spotted heading their way. This time, the gunners waited until the birds were close enough before opening fire. The gun jammed after they only killed 12 birds.
Oh yeah, that was another hit.
Of the rest. No more birds were sighted that day. Now, for the part Clutch mentioned,
which I am now showing on screen.
Yay, I'm here. I can see my own icon.
To use bombs to kill emus.
Oh lord! I didn't hear about that bit.
Wheat growers in the Walgoolan and Burrakopin districts are concerned over the presence of thousands of emus which they say are menacing their crops. They are roaming the wheatlands in mobs up to 300, and some farmers want them exterminated by using light bombs dropped from low-flying planes and by machine guns, in the same way as they were destroyed in 1932.
Don't forget, these are high-grade explosives from a fucking plane.
Shall I continue?
I can kind of see the point of that because, as stated
This
previously,
is in 1943, Seru.
I know, but
that's the middle of World War II.
Yes,
They were at war, and they said, "Please divert this shit. Come home. Use these valuable fucking bombs on birds."
Now, in their defense, Australia was more of an area where we refueled our ships during World War II. That said, high-grade explosives for hunting birds.
They still sent a fair few people into the war, but fucking you two. Shall I read the rest?
Continue.
No, I think they got it.
Yeah. There's another thing I wanted to mention that only Clutch knows about. Shall I?
go on.
Just give me a moment.
Is it
This
another thing you're going to have to
is
pull
a
up?
genuine conversation between Tony Blair and Bill Clinton.
While Bill was president, mind you.
Blair. Yes, Bill. Nice to hear from you. I apologise for calling you so late in the evening. That's quite alright. Sherry and I are driving back from a charity function in Leeds. I love Leeds. Leeds Castle is so beautiful. Leeds Castle is in Kent, Bill. Why is Leeds Castle in Kent? I don't know.
What?
Is there a Kent Castle in Leeds? No. If I were in Leeds, I'd be pissed off that Kent has my castle. Yes, I would too. We don't really have castles here. Not proper castles.
What?
The castle in Disneyland is impressive. Yes, it is. I took the family there 2 years ago. It's a fantastic castle. Yes, but compared to UK castles,
What?
great.
We're losing him. He can't even speak clearly anymore.
Okay, Castile.
Full of shit.
Take a breath, Castile.
All right.
Alright, resuming. Yes, but compared to UK castles, it's a beer crate. A beer crate full of shit. What were you calling about? I don't remember.
What?
That's it. That's all there is.
Okay,
Yes,
so is this like
apparently.
something that you can actually link us to, or
That
what is this?
it's part of a very long set of transcripts of actual conversations they had.
Oh my.
This
And you said this
actually
was
happened.
Bill Clinton?
Of course it was Bill Clinton.
Tony
my
Blair
fucking
and Bill
God.
Clinton. This actually happened.
I believe
What
it.
other president could it be that you... I mean, if there is one president ever that you would just want to hang out with and have a good time, it would be Bill Clinton.
These were telephone conversations between them over a 3-year period. Let me see if I can...
The best part is, it was clearly something important enough to contact the president, and it's like, I don't remember now.
No, Bill contacted him.
Oh.
Bill Clinton rang Tony Blair.
Whoa.
Blair is the one who was like, why are you calling? Even he didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Oh my fucking God.
Well,
So the
President of
president
United
just
States
called-
has a call with the Australian Prime Minister. I think it's Prime Minister over there. And there's no reason or rhyme behind the conversation. He just wants to talk about castles.
Apparently not.
Oh.
Oh my
Okay.
god, I think I found them. There's 532 pages, apparently.
Oh my God.
That poor intern that had to do all that.
The very first one, I believe, is right after Blair was elected. Yeah.
Alright.
Sparta, just a quick heads up. While we're talking about this kind of thing, you should be Google image searching like images of the images of these people, so the viewers know who we're talking about.
Now you say
I'm pretty
that.
sure.
That way you have some footage too of us just of like something other than just this black screen with these little blue circles.
A lot of it is fairly...
You know he's going to use different video, right?
Yeah, unless it's something that requires,
a
like,
lot of
say,
the
what
beginning
Castile
is
sent us
fairly
earlier.
serious.
Well done.
So I can't really mention it. Yeah. A lot of the beginning is fairly serious, so I can't really mention that. No amusement to be found there.
I would assume most of them to be fairly serious. That one just exists. What the hell was that?
Controller turned off partway through that conversation. I apologize.
Okay.
God, how dare you have a controller that is able to turn off and, acts like everyone else is. Apologize to all.
I refuse.
Alright.
It seems we're at an impasse here.
So, Castile, is that all you had?
That is all I had.
The Great Emu War. Oh, let me tack on this little bit about the Great Emu War.
Quality over quantity.
Well, I'm going to wrap this up very quickly.
Of course.
In the end, the 3 soldiers they sent out with the Jeep and machine guns ran out of ammunition after killing about, I think the actual number was 1,972 emus, close to 2,000, just under. So the Australian government declared that
20,000.
Yep. So the Australian government declared that the war that they had called on the emus was lost. The Australians started a war on a group of migratory birds and lost. So they instead set a bounty on the emus, and within about, I want to say, a 2-month period, of over 10,000 kills were claimed by farmers who picked up rifles and took matters into their own hands, because now there's a bounty.
Right, and that's the thing I don't get. Why bring a fucking machine gun or bombs when you can just use a shotgun or rifle to kill birds?
More like
that you can hunt.
More like, guys, if you want to commit mass murder, don't crowdfund. No, don't crowdfund. Crowdsource.
Sparta. There's a very simple way to sum this up. Imagine someone throws a plate at you. You can catch the plate. Now imagine someone throwing a couple hundred plates at you. You can't really do that much on your own, can you?
No, but...
That's the point. You need something...
bigger.
With a little more capability to help you out.
Yeah, hunting down one emu with a shotgun's one thing. If 300 show up at your field, you're not gonna take all of them. That said, you don't have to. I mean, seriously, just shoot a shot in the air. Done.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is they're probably going to trample your fields on the way out, which is the issue.
It was like that thing that people say about spiders and snakes. They're more scared of you than you are of them. Except, I don't know if it's quite true, since they were scared enough of the emus that they wanted machine guns deployed, and they wanted them bombed. So, I guess they were in fact more scared.
Actually, no. The issue with the machine guns was that they expected the machine guns to be able to mow the emus down in greater numbers. The problem happened when they found out that emus can actually take a couple bullets without going down.
Yes, because they're fucking huge birds. Wait, this brings me to an excellent point. Let me find it.
The point of no return?
No.
Yeah, look how fucking big those birds are. They're huge.
It's just to cap this off.
Oh, that one's actually kind of cute.
After the withdrawal,
That's not a emu. That's a
Meredith compared the emus
I was thinking it was like a little
Zulus.
emu
Oh,
chick
yes.
or something.
Yes, they did compare
Hold
the emus to fighting the Zulus.
Yeah.
Oh
that I
my
don't
god,
get.
really?
That's another thing I don't get. It couldn't have been that fucking hard if they brought machine guns. But then again,
Let's also point
they
out
lost
that unlike the
twice.
Zulus, the emus didn't fight back.
True.
Okay, who's next? Who has the next topic?
You're next
That would be
alphabetically.
you, Saryu. E is before H and H is before P.
I take offense to that statement. Okay, not really. Coming up next in this Skype call, just how tight is a Thai ladyboy's ass? Just kidding.
What?
Let's see here. Topics. It can be anything, right? That's not...
Anything
What I
as
just
long
said.
as it falls under YouTube's guidelines of,
Well, I mean, let's all... Since I can actually use this. Hold on just a moment. Who here knows about Rosetta Stone?
The Rosetta Stone or the software Rosetta Stone?
Yeah.
Yes. The latter. I don't know what the Rosetta Stone is,
It's
unfortunately.
the actual stone they used to translate. I think it was.
Multiple languages.
Oh, that's actually cool.
I remember hearing they specifically used it for, I think, Egyptian, or was it Greek? I can't remember.
It had all the languages on them, but we hadn't figured out Egyptian yet, so that's why that was the big one.
That's it.
Right, so, Rosetta Stone, the software. How much do you guys know about it?
I know it's basically a good way to learn other langes, aside from high school.
False. Rosetta Stone is a piece of shit. Allow me to explain why Rosetta Stone is bad. Rosetta Stone may teach you a little bit, but that's all it teaches. It doesn't do a great job of teaching you either. It has a learning method that is catered to only a small portion of the population who can learn in that particular method. I could be wrong about that, but I know that their software is absolute trash because it doesn't teach you any more than absolute basic of basics.
That's the point. It's like taking a language in high school. You're not supposed to become fluent, just conversational.
Well, there's the thing, though, because they're actually then it's false advertising, because they're advertising their software as like the one cure-all to learning a language. In fact, I remember a particularly funny commercial I saw. It was actually more of a web ad for Rosetta Stone, where there was a young woman, saying, I'm learning to speak Russian so I can talk to my babushka in Russia. I'm learning German so I can speak to my friends in Germany, says somebody else. And the next panel is this extremely awkward-looking guy looking everywhere but the camera, saying, I'm learning Thai so I can go to Taiwan for a thing. Whatever your reasons, Rosetta Stone.
That
Now,
doesn't sound like that was an actual ad. That sounds like it was a joke edited in.
Even so, it's still advertising Rosetta Stone, so even if it's not from them, it's still an advertisement.
That's bullshit.
Sari,
That's like saying everyone's responsible for their own parodies of themselves.
Right.
Exactly.
Or
They
like
are.
saying watching Dragon Ball Z abridged is basically the same as watching Dragon Ball Z.
Are you telling me it's not? I thought Dragon Ball Z Abridged was a masterpiece.
Anything that would make it shorter and less crappy to watch.
It's actually pretty good, Shadow.
Well, since we're not talking about anime,
you're not into anime, so.
Well, since we're not talking about anime, I've noticed that there's a big increase in a certain type of genre, and that genre is overpowered main character and trapped in a video game.
Okay.
Well, let's think about this.
Explain.
How fucked would you be if you were trapped in the last video game you played?
Oh, you're
I'm
bringing
playing
up this
Thea.
anime again.
This would be a shit fucking game. This is a shit world to get caught in. Everybody dies.
The last game I played was
That's actually becoming extremely
Civilization.
popular.
No, wait,
lately.
no, the last game I played was fucking Origins.
Last game.
And the last game I
Mass
played was
Effect.
Dark Souls. I played Dark Souls last. Fuck you all. I'm doomed.
No, you're not. You're immortal, right?
I'm immortal, yes, but I'm fucking nuts. Okay. Well, the whole thing is recently, the whole thing that's popular lately, I think it's because of Overlord getting a season 2 soon, by the way. Fuck yeah. Basically,
I'm
the
not
premise
sure
is
because of that
your
anime,
character
but
is...
go ahead.
Yes, it is an anime.
Serial,
No, I said I'm
there's
not sure
a
if
lot
it's
of
because
series
of that
like
anime.
that, enough that it has its own genre name in Japanese. Just saying.
Well,
It's not
either
the
way,
only one that popularized it.
I know it's not the only one, but I've noticed that it's becoming increasingly popular. Like, I have a manga app on my phone. I read manga on my breaks at work. My recommended mangas... I know. I know I am, but my recommended mangas at work, and it's not because I'm reading these, it just keeps fucking popping up. I do random searches. I want to say every 5th one I see in this app, the manga that are supported there, is this genre. Some of them are good, some of them are fuck all terrible.
Well, the one I'd like to actually contribute
they're all
to...
being written right now.
Right. But the one that I think might have actually kicked it all off, like, got it more popular than it should have been, was Sword Art Online.
SAO, Log Horizon, Overlord, those are the big 3. But let's think about this. Look, out of all the games we play, how many have worlds you really wouldn't want to be trapped in?
Let's see. There's Fallout.
A fair few. But the thing is with what you're getting at here is that most of those games kind of don't work in settings that aren't fucked or falling apart.
Well, even so, let's just think. Like, out of the last games or books you read, which worlds would you absolutely not want to be trapped in? Like, I can honestly say, despite how cool it is, I wouldn't want to be trapped in the Codex Alera.
Wow. I sure as hell would not want to be trapped in Skyrim.
Well, hang on, let me talk about Codex Alera for a minute. You know how many people die? By the hundreds? By the thousands? Like,
because it was a massive extinction extinction type event. No one said you had to be there for that.
Well, we're also going to keep within the setting of the within that time frame too. Like you're in the series at the time of those events.
Hey, would you like to join the first Alarin? No. Okay, I think we're going to the Calderon Valley, guys. Congratulations, I just survived the Void War.
He has a point.
You don't know.
But you also have to survive. This is.
Well, it makes sense to me. I may have never read it, but that situation sounds like it would make sense.
But here's the thing: you would be coming in with all of the knowledge. There will be battles here and here. These people can't be trusted. These ones can.
If you're going in with all the knowledge, then obviously you can go into any series you want and come out on top.
Not necessarily true. I can go in with all the knowledge I want to say Dragon Age Origins. I have no faith in surviving the Blight, just because so much of what happened there was random chance.
But you know where it all happens. If all the events are
everywhere
playing out that way, you can just get out of the way. You can go where the light isn't going to be. You can go where the safest place to be is. That said, Dragon Age is pretty much
in that world.
Nowhere that's safe.
Yeah.
That's what I just said. Yeah.
Well, I said.
How about Assassin's Creed? Well, that's our world. We can't do what we can't do one. Yeah, that's our. We can't say that one.
Kind of reaches everywhere. There's no real safe area.
Hey, what about real life? You guys want to live there? Hell no.
If anything, if you were trapped for Elden, wouldn't it be your duty to try to help? Considering if the Blight isn't stopped and the world's fucked, and if you've somehow appeared there, you don't know what other events are going to be altered, do you?
Could be worse.
That's true.
Yep.
Could be into Winter.
Like, think about it. What about, like, you know how that one guy gets betrayed at the very beginning of Origins? What if you told him he's going to be betrayed?
Galen? Kalen would never believe you. Kalen was too fucking naive.
Kalen was kind of up his own arse.
Well, maybe not him, but all of his advisors, anybody who would listen.
Logang was his most trusted advisor.
Yeah.
Well,
no one would believe anything you said there. If you're going to talk about being the point of intervention, there are places you could save someone. I mean, think about it this way. The whole thing that determines who your player character is where Duncan was. Because all of the origin stories happen. The difference is if Duncan showed up to save your ass or not.
The thing a lot of people don't get is if you want to go into that kind of story like that, you can't... You need subtle action, really.
Yeah, definitely. You can't just come in and be like, I know all of these things.
You can't just shove everything around. You just nudge.
If you did, you would kind of meet your end very quickly at the hands of an assassin, wouldn't you?
Not if I already know who they are.
This is true.
Hey, Zephyrin, I bought you these gloves.
I think that would actually work.
If you showed up knowing about his thing for Antivan leather already, handing him the gloves, naming him by name, and telling him, listen, we cannot trust Ignacio. He's coming after you. I already know this, and that's why he sent you after me. I'm trying to save your life here. Also, I happen to know there's a warden over there with strong hands you can join. I have played that game too much. I'm stepping out the throwaway.
Strong hands! Oh my god.
Hey, whatever works. Whatever works.
Yep.
Alright, I think that's enough out of me. Who's next?
Well, that would be me.
Yeah, it's Shadow.
Right. So,
I did my best to fuck every topic you might bring up, so surprise me.
Alright, so after seeing a particularly well-made, I don't know if you'd call it an article or what, since it's audio, from NPR, I thought we'd have a nice discussion about all of our opinions on the arresting in Indonesia of the main political opponent, so the secondary party's leader, on treason charges for daring to speak against Islam, and maybe have a nice discussion on the effects of religion on the Indonesian geopolitical climate, with particular emphasis on Jakarta.
Okay,
I would love to talk about that, but I think we need to... I would love to talk about that, Clutch, but I think we need to stay away from that kind of topic. That's both religion and politics rolled into one, and in order to keep your friends, you don't really talk about both.
Indonesia. Also, you're clearly just trying to hide the fact you didn't read the article. Or whatever you would say for something that's audio.
I can always go listen to it. We can go to a break and I can listen to it. But at the same time, religion and politics, I think we need to stay away from those. But that's actually
You clearly have not heard any of the nerd talks that involved me and Foil.
Yeah, Siri, you
That is
really need to keep up with the channel.
I mean, in all honesty, I think every single one that me and Foil have been in have ended up discussing Nazis at some point.
Oh, yeah. Every single one of them
Hold on here.
Every single one of them is.
Do I need to interdict with talk about one of the many studies that seems to say everything will give you cancer? I feel like I need to.
What?
Those are
we're talking about Nazis. There's an anime about a Nazi little girl.
Let's not go into that.
Okay, so
the thing is,
it's called JoJo Senki. Watch it. It's awesome. Okay.
Oh my fucking gosh.
There's a tabloid over here.
Fuck tabloid.
They often, I don't know if you'd call them a tabloid. I would. I don't really give a fuck. They're often cited as having studies in of the sort that says blah and blah gives you cancer. Red meat can give you cancer.
Yeah,
wine can give you cancer.
Tons of things
It's
that
a
do
joke
that.
eventually it will just become
It's
everything gives you cancer.
yeah, I've heard
In
about
fairness,
those.
everything gives you cancer. Just don't be one of those idiots who are claiming Like Gwyneth Paltrow's doctor has apparently put an article that everyone was laughing their ass about. I'm talking about how cancer never used to exist. It's been created by our modern diet, and the real way you prevent cancer is by not eating anything that didn't exist within the last 1,000 years or some other such bullshit. And
my god.
And that includes medicine.
Oh my god.
So if you're diagnosed with cancer, and keep in mind, I guarantee some poor person has listened to this thinking it was sound medical advice. What you need to do to not have cancer anymore is stop taking any treatments.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. By the way, I keep seeing... unfortunately, my store does stock tabloid magazines, and we have a bunch of customers here who pick these things up and read them like they're literally the words of God.
Oh, fuck.
No, those people
and they try to talk about it. And they try to talk about it with you, and it's the most annoying thing ever. Like, I'm sorry, if you read a tabloid and you believe almost anything written in there, I'm not going to say that all tabloids, every article is wrong, but I will say that about 99% of them have absolutely zero truth in them, and that they're there just to catch your attention. But if you read those tabloids and believe what they're saying, you are a fool. Because they literally write whatever will catch your attention.
Right now at my store, at every register, right next to each other, are different tabloids. One saying JFK was killed by the KGB, and the other saying JFK was killed by the CIA. Just right next to each other. Right now.
Really?
Today. Yes.
Oh, the one that's at my store? The one at my store says that...
see again, guys.
No, I saw that one. Yeah, there's one at my store that says the Queen of England is having an affair.
Oh my fucking god, seriously?
Yes, seriously.
No, Castillo, how do you feel about your queen having an affair?
That's her own business, and Castillo has no place telling her what to do.
The queen is in her 90s, I believe. Or on a different topic, this doesn't relate to all of you, but apparently they decided to put the Ninja Turtles in Injustice. And the main character of Final Fantasy 15 in Tekken.
Why would you put Noctis in Tekken? He can't fight hand-to-hand.
I don't know, but he's in Tekken. I'm seeing images.
Noctis is a piece of shit. He can't take a hit.
I'm seeing images. Oh, apparently he can use swords.
Well,
that's his thing. I'm seeing images posted. I'm seeing trailers.
No, keep going. This is how you get this to last longer.
Yeah,
it's true.
Wait, I'll watch the trailer now. Spring 2018 for Noctis.
Oh my god. I don't know why they're trying to market that, because as much as I really wanted to like Final Fantasy 15, it had its moments, it was a flop.
The first I won't say what the first post that appeared is, but it's just, yeah.
Oh, Square Enix is desperately still trying to milk the Final Fantasy 15 hype. They have a fucking mobile game.
Oh, yeah, I know. I can't fucking stop hearing about it. Goddamn.
Namco reached out to them. This was on Namco and the people making the game. They asked for him to... They looked into this. Tekken is made by Square Enix. I don't know why. The same reason Ed Boon was like, oh yeah, Turtles? Sure, bring them the fuck in.
Wait. Injustice is by the same people as Mortal Kombat?
Yes.
What?
I thought it was obvious.
I didn't know that either.
NetherRealm Studios make them both.
Okay, didn't know that.
Yeah, the Ninja Turtles are in Injustice 2. Raiden is in Injustice 2. And Sub-Zero and Scorpion was in the first one.
That really seems to me like it's like, hey, there's this awesome character known for doing ridiculous fatalities. We can't do any of them here, so...
No, see, they get around that. Because do you want to know what Sub-Zero's victory screen is?
What?
Spine Ripper. From the loser's point of view.
Oh.
Okay, there you go.
Anything, but it's definitely the Spine Ripper.
Okay. That's interesting. I want to see
and Raiden's is he kind of makes the Mortal Kombat dragon out of lightning with his hands, and then fucking shoots it forward.
Alright.
Hey, that's ridiculous.
And Raiden's premier skin is Black Lightning, who does the same thing, but with a hand of lightning.
You know what I never got explained to me? That Raiden friendship, where it's just like, instead of actually doing anything, he just like makes a tiny him appear and it just says, Kid Thunder! And that's literally it. That's everything.
I mean, it speaks for itself.
Only if it speaks in a rousing voice of, what the fuck did I just see?
What the fuck did I just see?
Exactly, only rousing.
What the fuck did I just see?
That's arousing, not rousing. Those
yeah,
are two
it is
vastly
What
different
the
things.
fuck did I? Oh, hold on. I thought you didn't say arousing.
Oh my god,
Okay.
they even did
Siri, you might want to check your ears.
They even did the trailer for Noctis in the Final Fantasy format. It's definitely official.
What's the
Noctis.
Final Fantasy format?
Like, you get the side quest thing, and it pops up. It's like a friend's request to defeat the enemies in your path.
Fucking hell.
That's
I'm still
definitely-
waiting for fucking Super Smash Bros. To put out Noctis by popular demand. Or are
Noctis is
they
going to
fucking
be in
done yet?
Dissidia.
Oh, of course he is. There's literally a series where you can make the
Smash
protagonist
Bros.
in
is
every
done.
Final Fantasy fight.
Smash Bros. Has had all its DLC.
Yeah, they
Thank
finished.
God.
The whole thing
only
of it
added
is
Cloud.
Noctis just... Oh yeah, Noctis has a sword.
That's literally his thing in Tekken. He's got a sword and a group of fist fighters.
That's it.
I don't
I
know
thought
if he
that's
has a
just
group
called
of fist fighters. He
That's
has
called
the-
cheating.
He has the garage stage. Like,
He has
the
his
one
own
Cindy
stage.
works at. Yeah, of course he does.
Does it come with the
So you can-
mechanic who literally exists just to be just to be used exactly as much as eye candy as if Michael Bay programmed the scene?
Yeah, she's in there too.
You mean
Oh.
Cindy?
Yeah.
I
Or
mean,
Sydney.
whatever they
Noctis
called her,
switches weapons
all I
too.
saw
Yes.
was, oh, check it out. It's, hey, look, it's Megan Fox, but not.
He has dual daggers.
Hey, look,
his
bountiful
sword.
breaths.
Oh my god, he is fighting a bear. He is
Okay.
fighting Guma.
Let me say this right
what?
now. Let
For
me
a
say
guy
this.
who doesn't have fist fighting combos, he can throw a decent punch.
All right, so
Huh.
one quick thing about Sydney or Cindy or whatever it was. I didn't play enough of the game to remember her
Cindy.
name. Sydney.
Cindy.
Okay. So it would not have bugged me so much that she's there as clearly here as Booberella over here is the one making my car work. If it weren't for the fact that she is like the only female character in the game until you get to the only other female character.
The other two.
Whatever. It's
Although one's like
Oh,
one's like
and
15,
the end
so
of
that
the
doesn't count.
trailer is Noctis fishing with Lars.
Oh my god, of course, the fishing scene. Noctis does love his fishing now.
Mm-hmm.
why?
He
I
loves
did
fishing,
that-
but his fishing minigame is so trash.
It really is. It was so bad.
You would think the main character's hobby would at least not suck to play.
Oh,
All of their hobbies sucked. Think
Hell,
about it.
Hold on,
Yeah,
hold on.
Hang on. Let's list their hobbies. I like taking pictures. I like fishing. I have made ramen. I don't even
No,
remember.
Gladiolus
Ignis
is an
is about-
outdoorsman. He liked
Ignis-
camping. Ramen was his passion.
Gladio likes camping, Ignis likes cooking, Prompto likes taking photos because it's fucking
Selfies.
Prompto.
He likes taking fucking selfies.
They even welded it into his fucking DLC, and Noctis likes fishing. Oh, Hellboy is also in Injustice 2.
Okay, now you have my fucking attention.
That's pretty cool.
Hellboy, Black Manta.
Wait, which version of Hellboy?
I don't know if he's voiced by Ron Perlman, but it's Hellboy. He has a revolver.
If he is not voiced by
has
Ron
his
Perlman, it is not
fucking hand.
Hellboy.
That's like giving me Ash from Evil Dead and not voicing him as Bruce Campbell. What you have given me is a lie.
Yeah. Yep. A big sack of lies.
That took a big sack to give me, too.
All right.
I mean,
Sparta,
you
I
said
think, is
cash
the topic.
ass. I never got my topic. That was
Yeah.
a joke
But
that you guys
Sarah-
ran with.
Yeah,
well,
we
Clutch,
kind
topic.
of never let
I
him
thought-
continue.
I thought we'd discuss every gamer's favorite thing ever. Loot boxes.
Oh my
Fuck
fucking
'em.
god, no!
Go.
Nuke them with
Fuck
a
'em.
fucking...
okay, loot boxes are a terrible. Okay, loot boxes from a business standpoint are extremely lucrative because they play on people's obsession to get everything. Also,
Only
you can,
a
also
few
you can
gamers
literally
that
make it like
admit
50 cents,
actually
and
do
people will buy
that.
like 20. You make it $1, people are going to buy like 5 or 10. It's simply a really quick and easy way to make a bunch of revenue by making something really cheap and then making it worthless.
What I don't get is why the fuck do they add it in... Okay, you know the new Shadow of Mordor game that came out? That's a single player.
Yeah.
They added loot boxes to a single player game.
Actually,
What
not
the
only does
fuck?
that game have loot boxes despite being single player, but there's an entire like 1 to 200 hour grinding series.
My controller turned back off again. I can hear myself.
Jesus Christ,
Turned off
Sarah,
again.
you wiggle the goddamn analog stick.
Are you-
Anyway,
I'm
I'm
the
trying
charger
to
cord.
The controller keeps turning off. Wait,
Okay.
which stick am I supposed to wiggle?
Oh my
Doesn't
fucking
matter,
god.
Are
I
you
won't
done now?
strangle you, Sarah. What the...
Are you done now? Have you mastered the art of using a controller?
Hang on.
Okay.
Now I have.
So, on top of the loot boxes, which are already stupid in a single player game, they doubled down on this bullshit by making an entire area of the game that is about a 1 to 200 hour grind. And then the whole time they're just like, hey, but guess what? You can skip it by just paying us some money. Press the button. And the shop menu, which is always there, always on the pause menu. And not even like on Assassin's Creed Origins' shop menu, where it's like in the bottom right corner, there's a little text that says if you hit right on the D-pad, you can open the shop. No, half the pause menu is the shop.
Oh my fucking god. I remember seeing that
And
on,
constant pop-ups go off all the time going, hey, you should go to the shop.
I remember seeing Jim Sterling's video about it. Holy shit.
I damn
what
near
the
bought that
fuck?
game, and then all of this shit came out about it.
Why?
Yeah.
Just...
I refrained with
Hey,
the
loot
loot box
boxes
hell
are-
that's going around, simply because I figured that sometime eventually this shit would happen. I don't
The-
want to say I expected it, but at the same time, I kind of did and hoped it never would.
The only time I can really see loot boxes being okay is
When
say
you win
games
them.
like, oh, huh?
Cosmetics, and when you win them, not when you literally pay for them. When you
Right.
not when it's a pay to win.
So
Okay, it's a
basically
pay to win
the
system,
way
and there's
that
loot boxes.
they work in Siege, in Rainbow Six Siege. You have the option of buying it, but all
Actually,
it is just
no.
cosmetic.
This is a
and
misunderstanding people have with this. The ones in Siege cannot be purchased with real
You
money.
can't?
No,
You
you
can't buy
have to
the-
earn them. The thing in the
Okay,
store to buy them
Perfect.
is with
Do it
renown.
that way. Do it that way. Quit this fucking money grubbing bullshit.
Siege gets
I-
Siege gets
I've
its money by
looked.
selling cosmetic items.
Yeah, I've looked for the alpha packs. You can't buy them. You can only buy them with renown. And they cost so much renown. You may as well just play the fucking game.
Yeah, they
Right.
cost enough renown. You might as well just go buy the item that you directly
And-
want.
And
But
you'll
here's the
have fun
thing.
playing the game. Just watch any one of the Rainbow Six videos we've done.
Well, the thing is,
Or
you
you
can
can
also
not have
earn
fun
them.
playing the game because he went to ranked.
Fuck. No.
This
no.
is true. We
No.
did ranked and we did good sometimes though. Sometimes.
You say that, but Castile, what's your rank right now again?
What's a rank?
Yeah, I have no idea.
You hear that telling silence?
I don't want to talk about it.
I have no idea what this rank you were talking
Yeah,
about. Just because
so
I knew
it's,
some shit in
Castile,
rank.
did your rank drop?
I believe his current name is Copper Noob.
Oh, fuck.
Here, Castile, I have this nice little medal for you. Take it. It says, "At least you tried."
You've just
crayon.
reminded me of Copper Noob.
And it's made of paper.
Was it me, you, and Foil who ran into
Yes,
him?
we ran into Copper Noob together.
Yeah.
Copper Noob. Was that his
Do you
actual
wanna
name
hear-
before?
That was his actual name. He made a second account and lost every match just so he could be dumped in Copper Tier, then never go to Ranked again so he could maintain being in Copper Tier and get put with Copper Tier players. And then he does nothing but joke with them and taunt them and just generally make them know how shit they are in the game.
Yes! I love
Have you
this man.
ever seen... He downed Foil and was kind of just there, and then he kamikazed the C4.
Just because he
cell.
could.
Yeah.
Not accidentally. Just for fun. Just for funsies.
Anyway,
Because I
He literally pulled a,
messaged him.
"Here, hold my beer."
I just
Oh my God.
messaged him with a laughing face afterwards because the man was fucking mad, and I got a thing back saying, "This is my second account."
Like, even in
Hey,
the
we're
joking
talking about
around, he
C4s.
doesn't need to justify himself. Like, no, it's okay. I'm not really like this.
Hey, remember that time I pulled off the masterful play and made you think it was a masterful play and the ending part, but really I fucked around the C4 by mistake?
Are you referring to the time you accidentally blew up half of our team, and I mean that literally? 2 of them dead,
Yes.
and the other 2, and then another one on half health. Like,
okay,
And
I don't remember
You're
this.
doing a
And he's
masterful
like-
play.
he put down the C4, and he decided the only way to try to pick it back up, because he didn't mean to put it down, was if he hit the same button that you used to deploy it.
Oh
Does that
no.
makes sense.
I tried every other button while staring at it and I couldn't pick it back up. And then I pressed it not thinking about what I was doing. Kaboom! It's at the point where I can laugh at it at this point. Like, oh my god, I sucked back then.
Well,
You laughed-
at least it
you
isn't as
laughed
bad
about
as
it
when he
back,
ran
'cause
for
you
a
were
fucking
too
grenade
dead
that
to
Foil grabbed. Way through.
It's true. What was that?
Oh my god. He was talking about that one day that you did nothing but get grenaded.
By friendly
Fucking
too.
hell, I'm still mad at you about that.
You did it to yourself! You ran in front of them! You're like, you're the one that wanted grenade hugs, okay?
Look. Barring my sexual attraction to pineapple-shaped grenades, you needed to just use your mystical force powers to put the pin back in the grenade and pull it back to your hand when I ran ahead. You should have known what I was about to do and used the powers of the supernatural and Cthulhu and the space magic to stop it from happening.
Space magic cannot be used to save, only destroy.
Also, space
Yes,
magic
very
does not exist.
Sparta,
Hold on. Hold
Sparta?
on. You can't prove that.
you joined the ranks of the space mages, and you're saying this, really? No, I knew it. I knew you would betray us. It's
I
because he's
dabbled
not
in
wearing-
space mage.
No, I know right now why he betrayed us. It's because he did not wear a skull on his head like a proper space mage.
I will
I
never wear
dabbled in
this
space mage.
gold!
Hellboy is not voiced by Ron Perlman, but knowing who it is, knowing who it is, I imagine he's honestly about as good. It's
Go
the
on.
person. It's the person who voices Darkseid. If you go and look up Darkseid just look up Darkseid in Injustice, you'll have a fair idea of what he might sound like as Hellboy.
Okay, hang on. I actually know what Darkseid sounds like. He would be
Have
at
you
least
heard
half
him?
decent.
Have you heard him in
Half decent.
Injustice too?
No, I have not.
Go listen to it there. Just the
I will
same
not.
person.
Yeah, that sounds like homework. Castile, fuck you. Take your homework
I had to look
elsewhere.
up the fucking Emu War and Bill Clinton and Tony Blair and their fucking transcripts.
Let's not forget the Clinton Monument that exists in Washington.
Those transcripts.
Oh my god.
actually-
Castile broke me laughing the first time I played Grid with him. Because we were on the map in Washington, and out of nowhere, I just hear him go, "Oh, I just passed the Clinton Memorial." And then I smashed a wall and fucked my steering and fucked myself out of the race laughing.
Hold on, when was this? What game was
I
this?
think I remember
Many
this.
years ago, Grid won.
I think I remember this.
Okay, I wasn't here for that.
Memorial.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's like you still go on about the shit I say. What was the last time you said it? It was shortly before we hopped on here.
What did you say that time?
I mean, there was. I can't even say it. Fucking YouTube will crash down on
yeah,
him.
you can't say that. I remember it now. Yeah.
Oh.
Say what?
You spoke of nothing but puppies and kittens and happy thoughts and nothing else. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say this because everyone lost their shit when they heard there were loot boxes in Assassin's Creed Origins. They are earned through in-game quests. You don't buy them. In fact, you can't buy them with real money. And while you can buy them in-game, they cost a lot, and so you're not supposed to do it that way. You just do the daily quest, you get a loot box, done. Enjoy your free legendary loot. Yeah, ungrateful bastard.
Yeah, like you can't complain about that since you legitimately had to earn it. And you got it in-game without having to spend a single penny.
And I don't
one thing
care
I
if you have to
don't
buy
get-
them if
That's
they're
fair.
cosmetic.
That's fine. I wouldn't even say it's fine to buy them if they're cosmetic because there's people who really want those cosmetic items and they're willing to dump a couple $100 in the hopes of getting that one item.
Yeah.
I hate lottery systems simply because of that. At the same
One
time,
thing
I've
I'm
fallen
not
from a couple of times.
understanding is, okay, Shadow, you mentioned in the Shadow of War game, you can pretty much just buy your way to the end of the game. What's the point of getting the game if you just
Hang on. The
do
loot
that?
boxes aren't the buying your way to the end of the game. That's
I
its
know,
own
but still.
separate thing. The loot
You still
boxes
mentioned
are
it.
buying your gear because your gear and progression in that game is done through loot boxes. So it's also entirely possible to build one way with your stats and then never be able to run it because your loot boxes really want to give you daggers and you're built for bow or something.
Right. But
I
I
hate
fucking
that
hate that.
randomized progression.
It's not
just
just randomized
buying your way
progression.
to the
There's
end.
there's two things that need to never go together: pay to win and loot boxes. Because what's going to happen is people are going to dump hundreds of dollars into those loot boxes in the desperate attempt to get something superior. While at the same time, if it's pay to win, the normal stuff is usually going to be subpar.
Do you know,
Right, and then
there's a funny,
what's the point of
there's a
playing
funny
the game if
thing.
you're just going to insta-win?
Yeah,
Where's
there are
the
people who pay
goddamn
to
challenge?
they pay money to have the game, then they pay money to not have to play the game.
That makes no sense.
Yep. Because people are stupid.
strange. Since we're on this subject, there's a thing in the new Call of Duty, latest Call of Duty. There's like a hub area where you get a bunch of players gathering.
Oh, fuck, I've heard
Apparently,
about
you
this.
open loot boxes in there, and like other people can just gather around and see what you get. Now, at the moment, you reportedly cannot pay for anything, and they're just cosmetic shit.
It's fine.
People have been raising a big bother over it, but it's like Team Fortress 2, and no one gives Team Fortress 2 shit. TF2's
But it's all
been doing it
cosmetic.
for- TF2's been doing it for 10 years.
Can I just toss
Valve
this
don't
out?
need that money.
Just tossing this out. Considering there's already been one Call of Duty where they've literally copied and pasted powers off of Destiny onto the characters and called it their classes, does anyone else feeling like having the hub system is just another, hey, let's follow the same lead as Destiny again?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
absolutely.
I don't think
it's Call of
Destiny.
Duty. They're just fucking copying anything at this point to try and stay relevant.
I don't think it's Destiny they follow, but someone mentioned this. It's like, you can argue that most of what Call of Duty has done is just imitating Battlefield and so on. It's like,
well, don't
It's
forget
not
the
that they're
one where
imitating
they're like everybody gets a super, and those supers were literally like Fist of Havoc and Golden Gun.
Mm-hmm.
there were a lot more
the thing-
to it. There was more than that, but you do kind of have a point. I mean,
The thing is that they're sorry.
An AoE slam and one-hit killing people with a gun. It's not exactly an original idea.
It's not that they were unoriginal,
the thing that
but
can be
I'd said they were all
argued,
dumped in.
however,
The thing is that they're just
you've
copying stuff that does well.
Hang on,
Like,
let
they don't
Castile say
care.
what he's saying.
in the original days, you've got like Medal of Honor. So they start off in World War II, that general time period. Back then, it progresses forwards. Then you've got Battlefield. Then there's Battlefield 2, Modern Combat, and so on. And then you get Call of Duty 4. Not long after. Like, just long enough that maybe you could conceivably say they looked at Battlefield 2 and decided maybe they should move into the modern era themselves. So they've started progressing along that way. It's all gone well. Then there's been, like, you can argue they maybe looked at Titanfall, Battlefield 2142 and so on. And they started going into the future.
Mm-hmm.
And they
Look how
definitely
popular that was.
They definitely looked at Titanfall, the movement system. Anyone who says
That was 100% Titanfall.
it was
Yeah,
100% copied, because the thing is, it didn't fit with any of the maps. They weren't made for it, but it was there, and it ruined it. So they keep going into the future. They've emulated Titanfall. Then they've started being panned harder and harder, going into the future. Then Infinite Warfare happens. It gets fucking destroyed. The trailer had there was a trailer for it on YouTube.
I
Like,
know.
so many
I
dislikes.
that.
And then there's Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 is announced at about the same time, and it's DICE going, hey, we're going back to vintage Battlefield. And then, now, not long after, surprise, surprise, World War II again.
I
In
know.
fairness,
It
World
isn't
War II
World
was
War
most
I.
likely in production.
I don't know. Wait, let me...
I am gonna say that's a yes and a no, because you know how Call of Duty games just, let's turn out a new one. Oh, let's turn out a new one. Ooh, here's another one.
It's
No,
not
here's
here's the
another one.
thing.
Every fucking year. Every goddamn
Here's the
year.
thing. Let's see when Battlefield 1 was released. Battlefield
No,
1
look when it was released. Look when it was
released.
announced.
It was... Let's see. Battlefield 1... Official reveal trailer, 6th of May 2016. You might be right. Maybe World War II was in development.
But at that point, it had to be, because while one comes out every year, they keep switching between developers. So there's
There are
2
now
years
3
per game.
Yeah.
3 years then. So it was definitely in development at the time. They didn't copy it.
Yeah.
It's just their thunder was stolen before it began.
Yeah.
And in a much better way, because World War I is a bit more interesting than World War II.
It's because there have been 10 million World War II games already.
World War I.
I mean, I can honestly say yes, it's interesting, and yes, the stories are cool, because it's the Great War. It's World War I. But at the same time, and I'm going to get some hate for this, I loathe the World War I guns.
Man.
They even cheated to get
the thing
guns.
is, like,
Yeah,
the thing is that the thing is they even said they weren't strictly going to be accurate to how guns actually were in the First World War.
Right.
Which is
several of those
because
machine
they
guns would
needed
have
to-
just constantly
they-
jammed in your hands, and you'd have to switch back to your fucking sidearm.
Well, the main
Even that
thing
would
is those
sometimes
guns
jam.
were mainly bolt actions that the soldiers were given. Like the biggest
A lot of
innovation in guns in World War One, where the U.S. What was the U.S.'s first gun they brought there?
Do you mean
I
the
don't-
bar?
No, the bar was
first-
developed during World War II.
The bolt action that they brought to World War One was they had all they did to make it amazing compared to the other guns is they just had this frickin' gun that had a really loose bolt, so you could work the bolt faster. That's all the innovation it was.
1903.
That was it.
Yeah.
And all that did was they're like, hey, our bolt works faster. And then everyone's like, oh my god, they must have made a full auto. Look how quick they're shooting. And all it was just a bolt action that you could shoot fast.
Yeah.
Well, if we're talking about bolt action rifles, let's talk about the Canadian. Let's talk about what the Canadians brought to World War One. They didn't really have much in the way of good weaponry. So when a military general in Canada, good lord,
Welcome to the
military general
great
in
country of Canada.
home of maple syrup and French. Anyways, back on topic. A military general happened to see I forget what the fucking name was. I read this recently, and the name has slipped my mind. Anyways, there was this hunter, this guy, former military, I think, who was an avid hunter, also dabbled in gunsmithing, made a really solid rifle that was good for hunting, but turned out to be piss poor at handling the rigors of war. Gun backfired almost as soon as it started getting beat up, the gun backfired more often than not and would kill the person firing it.
Eesh.
There were a couple stories about Canadian soldiers who would sight their rifle on Jerry's, pull the trigger, and then their heads would snap back and they would fall dead in their trench because the bullet flew out of their gun backwards. Not backwards as in out of the barrel, backwards as in towards their face. It jammed up so horribly. The thing was, it was an accurate rifle for the time. It was good until you put it in battlefield conditions.
That is such a worse
for hunting
gun than what
And the worst part, the Canadian military ordered 12,000 of these rifles.
Oh my fucking god. That is definitely worse than the French rifle that I keep fucking bashing on. Then again, it was an automatic rifle that I'm talking about. I don't remember what it was, but for some reason the French thought it was a great idea to leave the bullets open in the magazine to the fucking element where dirt and grime could get all inside the fucking magazine and jam up the gun.
The French designed a lot of their guns abominably.
Don't
Just
forget
the British designed a lot
the
of their cars abominably.
I say a lot.
don't forget the Springfield rifle, the original one that they started using as a sniper. The clip actually goes in on the top, so if you put a scope on there, you couldn't load a clip. You had to individually slide every bullet in.
On the side.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You either had to put the scope on. Yeah. Scope either went on the side, or guess what? You're gonna have an experience reloading today.
Yeah.
On experience.
Oh shit, that was my last bullet. Damn it, now I gotta reload the fucking thing. One
Basically
bullet.
the Mantis and Mass Effect Sparta
Two
hated so
bullets.
much. Bing,
fuck that
gotta
thing.
reload. Bing, gotta reload.
I
Sparta
hate
doesn't
how
like that there's only
fucking
one shot in
reload
the
every
clip.
single shot.
Think of it this
In
way.
fairness-
It's like working a bolt.
In
It
fairness,
is
Sparta,
not like working
for the-
a bolt.
hang on. In fairness, Sparta, for the first time ever, you actually know how many bullets are in your goddamn gun.
Yay! I know how to count!
Oh my god! Thank you, Clutch. Thank you.
That was for all. No, Sparta, shut
Sparta,
up. That is
ambush!
for
Get him!
all the cringing I have had to do watching you play a fucking game where you run around for 10 minutes through a bunch of areas, looting or near enemies, but deciding what you want to do with 0 bullets in your fucking clip and a flashing thing that says reload on your screen for 10 minutes!
And then you go to shoot an enemy, and then you go to shoot a fucking enemy, and you panic because your fucking gun is empty, and your character stops to reload.
To anyone who watched me and Sparta playing Resident Evil 5, there comes a point around a third of the way through the game where I get sick of it, and I put Sparta's inventory on my screen and virtually spend the entire game with Sparta's inventory on my screen, saying, Sparta, load your shotgun. Sparta, load your pistol. Sparta, you need to load your shotgun. Sparta, your guns are empty. Sparta, combine those 2 ammos together and you have another space. And then load your gun, please. God, please load your gun.
You want to talk about the Canadians, by the way? It's World War II, sure, but I'm going to say one thing. Beep, beep.
Beep, beep, I'm a sheep. Said beep, beep, I'm a sheep.
No. Let me put it this way. What sound would you associate with a bicycle?
Oh, yes, they did use bicycles.
I shit you not.
They brought bicycles to World War II?
Yes. They used
God!
They did.
They used bicycles to get around. I shit you not. These were their commandos.
By the way,
I mean, on one hand, that's not a horrible idea if you aren't being seen.
They infiltrated, put them in together, and then they just scoot along on bicycles. Just fucking pedaling.
I mean, bicycles are silent. So on one hand, that's actually not a bad idea.
There was designs for a fucking trike version of a fucking tank during World War One. How on earth that thing would have moved for the Russians, I have no fucking idea, but they designed something like that.
By the way, I may drop out because it's 10 to 5 in the morning.
Alright,
it's almost
I'm surprised it stayed this long.
Yes, well, I needed to drop the knowledge bombs of that fucking conversation.
I know, that's like precisely what you told me.
Yeah, right. I'll be off now, gentlemen.
The one war Australia wages, and it's on migrant birds, and they lose.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Alright. Well.
Right. Later.
What else?
Peace, man.
What other stupid things have they brought into? Well, keep in mind, in London, there were people who, I think it was London, it was one of the cities on the island of Great Britain, though. There was a military base that did nothing but spend the entire war, or almost the entire war, with their soldiers coming out at night and pushing around wooden soldiers and tanks.
Oh.
They did what now?
Because the Germans would send aerial reconnaissance planes, they built fake tanks and soldiers and vehicles and just left them sitting out where the German planes would see them, and then every night they would have their soldiers come out and push them around to make it look like they're actually being moved as if they're getting use. And this is what they did. This was their contribution.
Right.
I mean, it's important in some way, shape, or form.
They wasted valuable soldiers on this.
Yeah. That said,
and now they're
was
veterans.
a good diversion, I imagine.
And I want to imagine what kind of veterans these people claim to be. So, you're a veteran of the Great War? Indeed I am. And what did you do? And how many people did you kill in the Great War? Absolutely 0. What did you even do? Oh, I pushed fake tanks and wooden soldiers around.
Oh, hold on. I imagine they have.
I think one time James
action,
got a paper
but
cut.
Still.
I mean, one time
actually, all they saw was getting bombed occasionally.
Okay, so they saw some action, but they were on the receiving end of the action.
It's not action. That's just wholesale slaughter if you're on the receiving end of a bombing run.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put. Yeah, whatever.
I know what you're trying
to
do.
Ignore me.
Don't.
Just ignore me.
Ignored.
Who said that? Clutch, you said that?
No. It's got to be a little more high-pitched in a voice that randomly breaks for no reason.
Clutch, who said that?
There you go.
Anyway, so...
Hey, guys! I want
Remember,
you
Sparta,
to...
you requested us.
I know.
Oh, jeez,
You
Rick!
asked for this.
Oh, jeez, Rick, why are you a pickle?
Anyway, so...
I'm Pickle Rick! Okay.
Okay, now I seriously want to fucking slap you, Sari. What the hell?
I'm Pickle Rick.
Anyway, so...
Congratulations, now you have all the Rick and Morty fans following the channel.
Alright,
that,
hope you
he's
have some
allergic to Rick and
Szechuan
Morty.
sauce.
Fucking good lord! The McDonald's nearest me that actually had the Szechuan sauce, they got, and I know the exact number because it was in the fucking news. They got exactly 20 dipping containers.
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah, they got exactly 20, and for the entire day they were hoarded by people desperately trying to get this one fucking sauce.
This whole thing was just handled as poorly as Nintendo handled the fucking NES Classic.
It was not. No, it's worse than that. The problem was Rick and Morty, the TV show, drummed up an insane amount of demand for this really old sauce. And they,
Sarah,
and quite frankly,
everyone knows
Donald.
We
Right
know the
now.
story.
Well, all right then.
Anyway, so my topic that I brought is, and this is something that I've been wanting to talk
Oh, and
about.
we're
All right,
out of
guys, thanks for
time.
watching. I'm sorry, guys. We're out of time today. Please don't forget to
GTA!
like, favorite, subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Bye
I
bye.
will fucking murder you, Sarah. What the fuck?
In
My
fairness
topic
to
that
Sarah,
was
you,
bringing
I
up
started
was-
the out of time joke.
I was trying to, and then you beat me to the punch.
Anyway, so I'm kind of getting really annoyed with how GTA is being handled lately, and
I think
voiced
we all
my
are.
complaints a few times.
Yep.
But
Basically, they're putting too much
I'm-
power, too much actual military power in the hands of the players in game.
no,
Like,
no,
you don't have
that's
to
not the problem, Sari. The problem
That is part of
is
the problem.
It is part of the problem.
Sort of. But the problem I'm having is they are making everything so goddamn fucking expensive in this game to where you either A, have to spend 2 whole days just to get one fucking thing you're wanting to get after a grind fest, or spend around $100 fucking bucks just to get your hangar or your fucking
Sparta?
ship or whatever.
Hey, Sparta, I'm going to drop some knowledge on you. There are people that play nothing but GTA Online because that's what they enjoy. They actually make that much money relatively quickly, or they have that much money sitting around not being used. Like,
But
for people
players
who are like
us who play it
Yeah,
casually,
Sparta,
for
we are what
fun.
are called we are what are called casuals. Casuals don't know life a game. Casuals, therefore, when something expensive comes out or something that requires a lot of grinding, find it intimidating. Regulars
this
who play the
area.
game actually see this regularly. I understand it is an extremely valid concern. Like, these things are ridiculously expensive. As casual players, we can't get them in a reasonable amount of time. But at the same time,
I just
we're
recently finally got the fucking hangar.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna throw this out here, okay? You're saying we're casuals, but I don't know how long you guys have put into GTA 5.
Oh, right. Shadow's not
online.
the casual. He's the one
I
that's played
put
since fucking 3 or
around-
whatever.
Not even that. I'm referring to the fact that in GTA Online, on my last check, I put somewhere in the vicinity of 2,000 motherfucking hours. And I can't afford any of this shit. Does that not seem wrong to anyone else?
Okay,
No,
hang on.
it is
That is
very
really
fucking
wrong,
wrong.
because that's very wrong. The last MMO I can think of that I played where I put in over 1,000 hours was 1,500 hours in Cosmic Break. By the way,
I'm
look it up.
guessing you
Fantastic
had
game, but
shit.
system. Oh yeah, I had a good setup.
Yeah, I can't afford any of this shit now.
Not to mention the stupid bullshit that they're trying to cram down our fucking throats.
Yeah,
oh, hey,
public lobby shit.
Let's ram everyone into fucking public lobby where all the fucking dipshits that want to blow shit up are gonna just annoy the shit out of people who actually want to do this stuff for fun.
That's not the only problem.
Well,
There's
don't forget
many
this. The whole reason they're doing that most likely is because it is cheaper, faster, and easier to program the game if you don't actually have to program enemies to attack and they're using other players as your enemies.
But they added enemies to fight in this one. They actually have enemies you're supposed to fight while having to deal with the fucking randoms.
But the enemies they send to fight after you are a joke. I mean, honestly, you're not going to lose to them. The randoms are the thing that they're really using to up the difficulty of missions. And it's a really flawed system. The simple idea of saying we could make this actually a balanced experience, or we can just make the player base turn on each other because our community is already toxic anyway, so why not just take advantage of how toxic our community is? Let's make it worse.
Right.
And the other thing is, what are the content updates that are currently happening? Adversary modes, which are PvP, and then more firepower. Like, really, the amount of firepower you have available to you in GTA at the moment, if you have all the shit, is unnecessary. It's unnecessarily it's overkill. You don't need a rocket launcher. You don't need a SAM launcher that tows on the back of your vehicle.
You don't need a fucking P-51 or a goddamn Russian bomber that apparently can...
Hold up. There is nothing wrong with bringing back the fucking P-51, because they had one of them in San Andreas, and it bugs me that it's got a different name now. There's
nothing wrong with that.
You don't have to make it cost me just to fly the same fucking plane that I got to play with in San Andreas for silver, bronzing. Just for bronzing the flight school in San Andreas, I get this plane. Now, if I want to get it and I don't want to put in 500 hours just in getting this one plane, because you have to buy the hangar, then you have to buy the plane. Mm-hmm. If you bought it with shark cards, it would set you back something like $300.
Yep. And that's what they're banking on. They're wanting their fans to fucking buy this shit with the shark cards.
And keep in mind, a year ago, GTA Online officially hit 1 million in shark card money alone, or 1 billion in money from shark cards with a B.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're making a ton of money off of this because they're making everything so damn expensive.
Yes, and they don't have to, is my point. They have the money.
Right. At the least part, what they could do is, you mentioned this last night, or night before it was, that they could just fix the economy in GTA and make the missions pay out more.
Yeah, that's all they'd have to do is make it so other things pay. But no,
they're not doing it.
It's not just that things cost more that's the problem of the game, because things have been costing more the entire game. Actually, there was a time for a while when that wasn't the issue. The issue was the game's economy. At one point, the big problem with the game was there were only 2 missions in the game that paid well. So while nothing cost an obscene amount, the only way to get money was to spam those 2 missions. Then they fixed the economy, where they took every mission in the game and made it pay an appropriate amount, and everything was good, and everyone was happy. And then Heist came out. And ever since Heist came out, they have, with every update, periodically wrecked the economy that they work so hard to fix more and more.
Right.
You just keep cranking up the price of all the new shit that, again, I repeat,
but nothing pays them.
You crank up the price of all the unnecessary shit that is, quite frankly, unnecessary firepower.
And then everything they add pays less than the last thing. Right. Ever since VIP work, every mission they have, every option of making money they have added since VIP work has paid less than VIP work. So there
has mostly been in the fucking public lobbies.
Even ignoring the public lobby part. Even ignoring that part. the sheer fact they are doing nothing but increasing the prices while decreasing payouts on its own fucks any sort of economy. And the economy in an MMO is a massive part of how playable the game is. Like it or not.
There's a reason I stopped playing GTA with you guys, and it's because when we play, it just revolves around us doing the same VIP missions while talking endlessly.
Right. And I've stopped playing GTA almost entirely because I have no more grind in me. I have put 2,000 hours in this fucking game. By this point, I have earned the ability that I should be able to just have the money for everything. There is no way. And it's not just like I want everything in the game. There's almost nothing that ever comes out I want.
Except for that rocket bike.
Yeah, that rocket bike is literally the only thing that's come out of the last 4 updates I wanted. The process of getting the rocket bike takes something like you have to buy the fucking bunker. That alone will set you 1.5 to 2 million back. Then you need a fucking what is the truck called? Whatever. You need the truck. That
mobile command center.
Yeah, the mobile command center.
The vehicle bay sets you back another 2 million.
And you can't get the mobile command center without getting the bunker.
Yeah. Then the motorcycle's $3 million. Then, on top of that, if you want to actually customize your motorcycle, you need supplies and to do all the research grinding, which bullshittingly is on a random system, so you don't choose what you research.
I don't get how they thought that was fucking good.
They didn't. It was a way to artificially increase game length.
It was. That was the entire purpose. If it's on a random system and you don't get to choose what you get, you have to keep playing until you finally get what you want. Even if that means you keep playing until you literally have exhausted every single other option.
Yes.
And it's complete bullshit.
Let's look at Mass Effect for Clutch. Let's look at Mass Effect for Clutch.
In fairness, that wasn't how Mass Effect 3 was designed. My game bugged out.
Yeah. But still, that basically means you've had to sit there and keep playing with the same things over and over until the game runs out of things to give you. Before it gives you something new.
Yeah, that's how my Mass Effect 3 experience. I got shit naturally for a while, and then my game bugged out, and I did literally have to exhaust the loot list until the actual shit I wanted was available, because I had everything else in the game. There was nothing more it could give me but the good shit.
Meanwhile, I still haven't worked my way through the entire loot list, and I'm content that way.
When we played that game, we played it all the time, every day. There was always a full group of 4 on, or if no one was on, I would just go to Platinum because there was still a good community back in the day.
Yeah.
To get back to the GTA topic, I feel like when they released the VIP work and really saw how much money you could make, they definitely said, well, that was a mistake and let's not do that again. And they have really overcompensated. And it's not just that they've okay, well, now this is our standard pay rate. Every update, the activities related to that update pay less.
Yep.
And cost.
It's almost like they're attempting to discourage players from playing the new shit.
Right.
Which is a horrible, horrible thing.
But it would make sense with that rumor that we've heard recently a few times in the past.
One that they're diverting all their resources to Red Dead Redemption 2?
Yeah, and they're going to kill off GTA once Red Dead's out.
Well,
I don't think they're going to kill it. I think they're going to take the servers down temporarily to drum up interest in Red Dead, or at the very least to provide a massive update now that their team's available. But they'll bring it back. They aren't going to kill it. They're making too much money.
What they definitely did say is if there ever is a GTA 6 in development, they will drop GTA 5 online entirely for a while to quote-unquote rest the franchise.
Which makes... that does make a little bit of sense. What they're really saying, though, is we are going to turn off GTA 5 online to forcibly drum up interest in GTA 6.
Mm-hmm.
Not just to forcibly drum up interest, but to deprive you of your GTA fix.
Exactly.
And the annoying thing is they didn't do this with 4.
That's because 4 sucked.
4 was not bad.
On 4, okay, what I know about 4 online is that when you died, you dropped all your guns and you had to go around the map picking them back up again.
Yeah, there was no keeping anything. You joined the game, you picked up everything you wanted then and there.
Right, but it was still a fun distraction, and I actually remember a lot of fun things I did with people on my old Xbox 360 account. You
mean people before you met us?
Yes.
Because we're your friends now.
We're your
those
friends.
People that I tried to contact, those people
One
that I
of
talked to
us.
before, don't actually even have accounts anymore. Yeah. They
don't have accounts anymore? What?
I tried finding them. I could not find them. And when I found at least one of them, they didn't even fucking remember me, so... yeah.
That's wait, they didn't have accounts anymore.
Sparta?
Yes.
I know I use it as a joke, but the NSA might be after you.
The boy knows something. He's hidden it in his fursuit.
Well, there's not much to look in the fursuit. There's only the fucking head now.
There's a bomb in the nose.
That's what he wants you to
Take him
think.
down.
But yeah, GTA 4 was fun for me.
That's because you didn't have it. The reason you like GTA 4 is because you didn't come in like the rest of us did saying, I grew up on this franchise. I have a standard I expect this game to meet because all the other games I played with this name on it were fantastic. Oh, wow, what a piece of shit.
That might be it, but I still enjoyed GTA 4. If I had a copy, I would probably play it again.
Meanwhile, I
let's
hate
all
it.
take a moment. Let us all take a moment to remember the great many police officers who died in GTA 4 because you abused the ladder.
Oh, fuck.
Where if you climbed up onto a signboard and then stood on a lower portion, they would climb the ladder completely, and then in an attempt to get to you, would then immediately, like lemmings, jump off the ledge to their walk off the ledge and fall to their deaths.
Or the great
because
millions
they can't
of
turn
dollars
around in midair.
Don't forget
vehicles
the
that
great
got thrown
lags.
into the fucking air.
Don't forget the Great Lag swing set.
That's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about.
That game, that swing set broke one of my friends was playing with Egglet. That broke our game so hard, we went to a different game entirely and it broke them. We went to Lost Planet 2 after doing that, and it just immediately lagged really hard, and then it's oh, he's level 99 now.
I remember
We had to
that.
watch. We had to watch in the level up screen as he goes level 4, level 5, level 6, level 7.
Oh, really?
What
And
the
it just
fuck
keeps
is going
dinging.
on? And it only affects that faction he was playing as too. But it didn't even give him any loot for it. It's just hey, man, you have all the titles related to that faction. What are you gonna run? It's nah, I'm gonna keep running a buffet restaurant entrepreneur. I
still
hope
need to find that.
it becomes back combat.
Does that-
I would love it if that game had
I
a
know.
community again.
I
Does
know.
that game's-
Good Lord, Clutch, we got so good at that game too. Especially
got-
the PvP.
Does that game's online even still work?
Oh yeah, it should. Remember our PvP adventures where you and I would just fight each other for shits and giggles? And I would
wasn't-
slowly catch on to your fucking schemes?
All I did, here was my scheme. Are you ready? We went to a snowy map, and I wore Arctic camo, and my gun was actually a sword. It had a gun. It was an automatic rifle, but the more you level up the sword on the automatic rifle, the weaker the bullets get. So at that point, it shot peas or sand or whatever you want to call it. But on the tap of a button, it became a flaming sword of justice. And there you would find a sniper and sit in different places, including using that game's best feature, the grappling hook, where you could just grapple on a wall and lower yourself down, or even just grapple the ceiling and hang in midair.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have to sneak up onto him while he's sniping with my sword.
Yeah. I remember there was a point where I looked directly at you, didn't see you because you moved with the fucking grass and the wind.
Yep. Actually, there was more than one point where I did that.
How did you do that?
The wind was on a pretty
person.
predictable loop.
Yeah. So he would just kind of ever so slightly nudge in one direction with the wind and then nudge back. And then there was the points because he was always the one stalking me. I was always the one trying to hunt him down. And it got to the point where
he became unkillable when he would just start randomly spinning 90 degrees.
Yeah. No, 180, but yeah.
180,
I think eventually it became unkillable because at some point I would think, it's been long enough since I've turned around that he's probably behind me now. I would turn, lo and behold, he's there, crouched in the middle of the open, very exposed, and I have a spray and I have a nice, accurate assault rifle, unlike his gun sword. And it's like, as he's desperately trying to lunge at me with this flaming sword of justice halfway out. Yeah. I remember when
remember when I discovered the teleport grenades?
Oh my god, yes.
He hated those so much. There was this grenade in this game that wasn't a grenade.
What you were saying about that incident where you actually caught Shadow, he was at half-mast when you found him.
I didn't say he was at half-mast. I know I was at half-mast every time I found him. But he would always try to pull out camo, and it worked until I started, and it just always worked until I started randomly turning around, which just happened to coincide, which just happened to make it, force him to hide more, which would also give me either glimpses of him and he would spend so long trying to kill me, but failing because I had a better gun.
Well, don't forget, that game had some of the wacky, wild, and best weapons I've ever seen in a fucking game ever. One of my fucking favorites. Yes, like the confetti shotgun. One of my favorites when I discovered it was this warp grenade. What did I do? Is I would find a safe spot where no one would see it, and I would use one grenade and it would put a portal down. And then I could go to the other side of the map, or whenever he saw me, I would just throw a grenade on my feet, and now I'm all the way back there.
And it fucking worked. As soon as I'm sighted on and starting to pull the trigger, I might wing him with one or two bullets, and then he fucking vanishes.
Yeah. Not to mention the fact that when we started experimenting with other maps, and there was this one map that would randomize every time you went there, so you didn't know what you were going to get, even when you set that map. You would have to everyone would have to actually walk around and learn the map and whatnot at the time, which I took advantage of by just grappling the roof over an area, taking myself to the top, and as soon as someone walked in to look in that area, I would just drop on them with my flaming sword.
You would literally went full drop bear. I remember I counted him. I think I counted him a couple of times, getting the sniper rifle that always spawned on top, and then just kind of hovering around the top so he wouldn't be able to drop on me. He would still fucking sneak around and stab me in the back every now and again, but more often than not, I think I'd peg him.
Alright. Well,
God, I miss Lost Planet 2 so fucking much.
I would love to play that game with you guys. Anyway.
I would love it. If they make it back compact, there would actually be a community, too. Mm-hmm. You might also be surprised to know some of the friends that I even met some people through were people I picked up in that game. Or, the person I met you through, Sparta?
Yeah.
I met him in Inquisition, but I had a lot of fun with him in Lost Planet, because I saw him playing and I'm like, I must join, someone's playing the game. And then we just spent forever, and he was just so excited to see someone in the community.
Lost Planet 2 was the perfect party game.
I'm not sure if a shooter would really count as a party game, but I get what you mean.
It had gun. Okay.
Sari,
for God's sakes, turn your fucking controller on.
There it is. I'm back. Go on. Continue.
Okay, it had guns, but calling it a shooter is like relegating Mass Effect to just a shooter just because it has guns.
All right,
It was not, guns were definitely an important part of it. It was mainly one of those games designed along the lines of being as amazing a co-op experience as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And like, even if it meant giving your characters weird weaknesses just to make this part happen. Or like, this has to have 5 objectives being hit. 4 of them have to be done at the same time. Or this entire terrain is one giant gun, but all of the pieces have to be done manually. So someone has to manually load the chamber. Someone has to charge the chamber. Someone has to aim it. Someone has to keep cooling it down. If it sounds like there's more rolls than there are people, welcome to the challenge. You're also being attacked. It's a boss fight as well. And you know what? Just for fun, here's an alien dragon. Go now.
Oh yeah, it's also eating the train behind you, so you're also on a kind of a timer.
Yeah, there is that part too where it's eating the train. You have to deal enough damage to slow it down, while also sacrificing parts of the train yourself to turn into damage to deal enough damage while it's itself destroying the train to actually buy yourself enough time to move all the way up to the front where there's a helicopter. It's amazing, some of the fucking co-op parts. Or there's sections where you can split your party into 2 and then hit your enemies from 2 sides. There's actually a section where half your team starts in a prison and the other half has to break them out.
Yeah, it's
I
fucking
really
awesome.
want to play this game.
And the ones that are in the prison don't get their weapons.
They have a
just
pistol and that's it. Actually, those pistols were pretty good because they had infinite ammo.
They had to. You had nothing else.
But it was just such an awesome game. It was the co-op experience. If it had a community again, it would be like the best game ever. And
then Lost Planet 3 comes out and it's single player only.
Lost Planet 3's multiplayer was garbage too. It was just straight up. It was more of a shooter than it should have been. It was more of a straight shooter. Even the multiplayer in Lost Planet 2 had just gimmicky, and that was good.
Yeah, the gimmicky was good. Let's also not forget that those games had a whole lot of weapons and fucking tanks and other types of vehicles you could use with secret hidden abilities they wouldn't tell you and you had to learn by trying, including what we were calling Optimus Prime.
Oh, yeah.
Would you like to explain Optimus Prime, or do you want me to explain Optimus Prime?
Well,
I think you'll do it justice.
Well,
okay.
Once you guys do this, we're going to stop recording because it's been quite a while.
No, the world must know of Optimus Prime.
No, I'm saying after you talk about Optimus Prime.
Good.
Go ahead, talk about Optimus
Sparta,
Prime.
You know those spider tanks that you see in Destiny?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You know those hover tanks the Cabal use in Destiny?
Yes.
Okay. You know those weapons that you sometimes see in games that shoot these like discs that can pierce anything and fly forever?
Yes.
I want you to take those vehicles, okay?
Okay.
I want you to put one, and then take the next one, and then do this weird button press where you have to have both analog sticks out and up a little bit, at like up in 45-degree angles in opposite directions, again, with no fucking indication. And now I want you to stack these motherfucking vehicles on top of each other into one mega fucking motherfucking vehicle. And I want you to go shove it down their throat. And by the way, it can fly.
Wouldn't that just be a fucking Megazord?
We call it Optimus Prime, you fucking normie.
It was amazing. It was everything you wanted and so much more.
I'm not denying it sounds amazing. I'm just denying the fact that it's called Optimus Prime when it sounds more like a fucking Megazord.
Get
Megazords. Yeah, you can get the fuck out now. Sparta, you're no longer welcome in our Skype call.
It's my Skype call. What the hell?
It's our Skype call, and you will leave.
Oh my fucking...
Leave, Sparta.
How is this happening? How am I being booted out of my own fucking Skype call?
Yes,
Because
it's our
you
Skype
don't
call now.
respect Optimus Prime.
It was Optimus motherfucking Prime. And
Tell me
motherfucking was its middle name.
Tell me you saw my feed that one time when I joined a fucking game in Destiny. Or someone joined my raid in Destiny, and I saw his name, and I immediately stopped and recorded me circling it with my cursor because his name was Gary freaking Oak.
Oh, I remember
Yes,
that.
I saw
That was
that.
actually in Moments in Gaming.
Yeah, I saw it.
Gary freaking Oak joined the fire team.
His name was Gary freaking Oak, and he was a warlock. As you now desperately try to figure out if I'm wrong.
I think you were right.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he had robes. He was a warlock.
Damn it. I hate it when I'm right. Funnier when I'm wrong.
Alright, well, this has been going on for, I think, about 2.5 hours.
Oh, we're out of time. Thank you for watching, everybody. Please don't forget to leave a like, favorite, subscribe. Smash that like button in the face because you love damaging your oh-so-wonderful computer that probably is trash because you bought it you bought it wholesale and it's straight out of box and you didn't put it together yourself.
It doesn't matter.
Fuck
Considering your browse history, and yes, we know about it, it deserves it. So you be nice to your computer.
Yes.
I have not
Just
actually. Yeah,
please put it out of its
browser.
misery. It has been begging you to put it out of its misery.
Hey, you know Trojan viruses? You know worms? You know spyware? Yeah, that shit stays the fuck away from your hard drive out of fear that it's gonna get infected. Your antivirus? More like open fucking gate.
Subscribe, like, comment, share, and so
don't
you actually
forget
get
to punch your friend
notifications.
in the
Don't
face.
forget the fucking bell icon.
Wait,
Do
you were
not
recording
forget
this?
the bell icon.
Wait, what?
I said, wait, you were recording this?
Oh yes, he's gonna put it in the video.
recording this.
No, I meant this whole thing. I thought we just had this. I thought this is just the way we talk to each other these days.
Oh yeah. Alright, lads, thank you for watching. My name is Pootiplier, and thanks for watching. And this is Pootiplier from Vsauce and all sorts of other channels, and we're doing ASMR videos next, and all sorts of exciting shit. Like, favorite, subscribe! Like, favorite, subscribe! Like, favorite, subscribe!
Next topic. What would a Sparta ASMR video sound like?
Oh my fucking... We'll catch you guys later next time, and I will try to rate it Sari next video. We may need a shock collar, Shadow. Maybe you should talk to Joe about that shock collar. Bye, everyone.
Hello, Sparta ASMR. Hello.